Hello, everyone. Say anything to anybody?
Hello.
What you do get in Mexico, unfortunately, you do get a lot of noise because people are always working. I know the stereotype is that Mexicans are lazy and they don't work. Very few. That's more going to be a stereotype for Americans now. But you come down to Mexico, yeah, some hard-working people, man. And I remember the first time I came here, I saw this because the trains, they used to, because Veracruz, the port of Veracruz used to be, it still might be one of their biggest ports, but it was really their primary port. And they had a train that went up through the mountains. And for anybody who knows anything about trains, running trains up into mountains, it's not easy. Not easy. You have a lot of challenges. And they used to have some trains in Mexico up until about, I forget now, 50, maybe 100 years ago. And now, well, the Chinese. I wrote about this in my book. Actually, I want to say two things. One of the spookiest scenes from the book that I wrote actually occurred here, and I changed the location because I had to have everything in. Basically, I couldn't have, the book couldn't be like I'm in this city, I'm in that city, so it's all pretty much in two locations in the book. But it really happened, and it was spooky, and it involves some animals. I'll put it that way. I'm not going to ruin it. You can actually read it online for free. If you go to the Amazon link, it lets you read, like, I think 70 or 80% of the book for free. I put it on there, so I told Amazon to set it to the maximum. And the other thing is, what was I saying, is, oh, David. Oh, boy. Well, it will come to me, but probably not in this phone call here. The good thing is that those clouds have already gone by. This is like the western, this is what's coming. So you can see that it's, oh, so I was talking about the workers. Oh yeah, so the Chinese, which is part of the book that I wrote as well. It's what I wrote in that book, I mean, it's playing out. It's playing out, man. It's playing out. And the book I'm working on right now, I had to stop writing it because it was so scary. Or scary, I hate that word. It's so shocking that I just was getting. See that? That means, warning Will Robinson, rain is imminent. Take cover. But, so the Chinese are working with the Mexicans, government and companies here, to build railways in the Yucatan and in the supposedly it's going all the way across the country over to the Pacific. And so these folks, ¿cómo se dice ese? ¿Rompope or Doritos? It's ¿tiene alcohol or no?
Sí.
Yeah. Sí, and diferentes sabores, ¿sí?
Sí.
Yeah. Próximo vez yo vengo aquí, yo pruebo. Pero gracias. I tried it last time. It's what it is. It's flavored alcohol. And every section of Mexico will have it. In Oaxaca, they'll have different mezcals. They have rompope. That he called, I forget what it is, Torito, I think. And it's some sort of harsh alcohol that if you drank it by itself, it would taste like turpentine. So they mix it with flavors. So you're drinking basically sugared booze. And I've tried it before, and they give you like a little thimble to try, and that's all I need. Once in a while, a sweet drink's okay, but most of the time, no. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Dogs love me. So they're building the trains. It's going to be epic for the economy in Mexico. And that's why I tell my family and friends, you know, and believe me, I take no pleasure in saying this, guys. I take no pleasure in doing it. I mean, but the future of the United States, the way it is right now, unless we have, and it's kind of like an addict or a 600-pound fat guy. I mean, they're not going to get any better. They have to have a major health crisis where they have to change. They have to change. And we have not, we're still arguing in the United States over things that we shouldn't be arguing. I mean, it's insane. Absolutely insane. So again, what I said in the other video about Gonzalo Lira, time will tell. Time will tell. Somebody eventually will be proven right and somebody eventually will be proven wrong. The only problem with that is time is of the essence. If we go so far, like the 600-pound fat guy or the heroin addict, if we go so far down the rabbit hole that we can't come back from it, we're toast. And unfortunately, I think that's what's going to happen. That's why I think that's why the criminals in charge, the powers that be, are doing what they're doing. Because think about it. If you knew you were on the Titanic and you're like, let's try to take as much as we can for ourselves while we can, you're going to distract everybody while you're robbing and looting. And that's what's going on in our country. Corporations, through the share buybacks, through the fraudulent reporting, it's all a big fraud. Everything's a fraud. Look at this Sam Beekman fried. Sam the Bankman fried. Yeah, he's a criminal. As is Alex Mashinsky from Celsius and a whole bunch of the others. Right, buddy? They're all criminals. They're all criminals. They're all... How you doing? He's just a puppy. Yeah, Dan gets, freaked out sometimes because, yeah, I mean, I think we need Charles Bronson meets the Star Chamber. And I think we just need to have trials and executions. And I know it sounds harsh, but if people are going to, what is going to scare people enough that they're going to take fiduciary responsibility seriously, that they're not going to do things that hurt other people and hurt the country? What is going to scare them enough that they're going to stop and say, I really do want to rob that. I do really want all that for myself. But if I get caught, it's a bullet in the back of the head. Are you my new friend? Yeah, this is what happens. You guys now will follow me for like 2 miles. Yeah. Yep, hoping I have food maybe. Hood ride. Hood ride. So, we need to get angry. We need to get angry. And we need to realize that we got to get off the couch and we're going to have to put everything on the line. We're going to be willing to sacrifice it all. That's where we're at, folks. And that's why this has gone on unchecked, because too many people in the United States are like, you know what? I have my Dancing with my Stars. I have my Taco Bell. Hold on. This town here is more and more, because it's see, this is the bad thing about the internet, is you put it on the internet. Like that fair that I used to go to where I live in Mexico City, when I was going there like 6-7 years ago, there were no foreigners, none. It was awesome. I'd be able to buy stuff for people, and I'd buy like a pullover for 80 pesos that you see me in the opening, those pullovers. Now gringos come in and they're like, oh, it's only $50? Wow, that's incredible. Such a bargain. When it used to be $2, $4. A man has got to know his limitations. And as you get older, if you're 25, you have an engine that never stops. Well, at least back when I was 25. Today, I don't know. And so now, for us older people, you have to make calculated choices about how you're spending your resources, including your time and your energy. Hold on. And so one thing I decided to do is I said, I will go, I will leave the U.S., I will go, I will explore and walk, drink my coffee, enjoy sweet moments, and I will wait, and I will wait. And when the battle lines are drawn, it's kind of like after the start of the war between the states. A lot of guys who were in the military, they didn't leave before, but once the lines were drawn, General Lee and dozens and hundreds of guys said resign their commissions and join the South, join the Confederate Army. And we can talk about that another time as well. That's really when the U.S. in a dramatic way threw its Constitution out the window. So I went into, before I left Mexico City, I went in and I debated this. My hair was really long. On par with maybe what was the longest in my life. So I went to this place that I've gone for the last couple of years in Mexico City. It's only 100 pesos to get my hair cut. And I said, hey, in honor of Michael Douglas, I've always liked his haircut in that movie, Romancing the Stone. So since I knew I was coming here again, I said, well, I'll get my hair cut like Michael Douglas in that movie. So I bring in a bunch of pictures. And the girl I normally go to, she was occupied and said to me, this girl's just starting, she can cut your hair. And I was going to say, no, I'll wait. But with a haircut, to be quite honest with you, I really don't care because it grows back so fast, relatively speaking. Here we go. Some wall art. And you see the clouds over the mountain there. And so long story short, I said to her, hey, I want my hair to look like this. Here's the front, here's the back, here's the side, blah, blah, blah. She ignored it all. Ignored it all. Before I had a chance to say it, she clipped off, I had it long in the back. And you see it's not that long now. She clipped it off. And, she thinned it out, which is okay. But, yeah, I won't go to her again. Because she ignored what I gave her completely. Because I said to her, do you understand? I want it like this. And she goes, yeah. I said, here, I'll leave the phone. And I left the phone with the pictures up. And she didn't look at it once. And after she cut out the back, I said, well, hey, let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. And hey, it's too short for me, but like I said, it will grow in. And the way I looked at it was, if I'm out here for a couple months, at least I don't have to worry about a haircut now, because she cut off 2-3 months of growth. Look at the hills in the distance. If you like walking or hiking, the problem is you gotta be willing to walk and get wet feet, because of the rainy season. I hate wet feet. And this guy follows me everywhere in this Volkswagen. Everywhere. Everywhere I go. He's in other videos too. So I'm debating if I keep walking till it starts raining, or if I grab something to eat who's what they have in Mexico. A lot of these restaurants, and I really feel bad for these people, but because of the pressure to compete with these other restaurants, they do what's called a menu del dia, menu of the day, and they'll give you an entrada, like a first course, which is a salad or a soup, and then they'll do a main course, and some of them will give a third course and a dessert, depending. And they'll give the agua del dia as well, the water of the day. And some of them can be very nice. They'll do watermelon or limon or mango or melon, different flavors. And some of the places put way too much sugar, and it tastes like somebody took like a little bit of fruit and then a ton of sugar. So I always tell them, hey man, don't put any sugar in it, or very little sugar. Hola, buenas tardes. Hey buddy, got a Cocker Spaniel there. Some of them charge as little as 50 pesos, and some of them charge up to 80 pesos for the menu del dia, the menu of the day. And it's enough food to carry you through for 3, 4, 5 hours easily. And some of the places, and this is what happens, you try different places. Some of the places are very skimpy, very poor, you go there once and you're like, well, I'm not going to go back there. But some of them give healthy portions, and I don't know how these people stay in business, because my friends in Mexico City, they started up a restaurant and they had a whole concept they were trying to do. And I'm not sure they did any market research on this. They just enjoyed it and they were confident in their capabilities. The problem is in a physical location, and I realize it's changed with the pandemic a little bit. See, this is pretty here. You can see they try to make an area look pretty. So they do colorful chairs and colorful paint. And the square, I don't remember the name of the square, but it's one of the popular squares. This town doesn't have a lot, so but what happens is the location of your restaurant makes a difference in most cases. If it's in a location where you don't have a lot of foot traffic, or people aren't going to go out of their way to come by, well, then you're not going to make money. Yeah, so a lot more. Last time I was here was during the pandemic, and nobody was out. Nobody. I was like the only one. It was a ghost town. So that's why I wanted to come back here and put on. So you'll see horses here. For energy, for cooking, you'll see people take their mule and their horse and they'll go up to the hills and get some firewood, and they'll pack it on the horse and come back. So where is that guy? I'm going to make sure I get him on film now. You know, everybody's got flaws, and one of my flaws is I tend to oh, yo tengo café, por favor, gracias. ¿Qué es limón?
Vino de aquí.
Oh, excelente. Yo vengo otra vez.
Gracias.
Okay. ¿Este es tu restaurante?
Sí, sí.
Oh, gracias. ¿Cómo se llama?
Y los portales.
Los portales. Oh,
Sí. ¿Usted de dónde viene?
Irlanda.
Holanda, amigo.
Irlanda.
Holanda. Francia.
Oh, Francia. Hola.
No, alemanes.
Oh, Alemán, Germany. Guten Tag. Oh, I'm walking. Here, I gotta turn this off. Well, I probably should have left the camera on, because I had some people there. They had kids. Now, the woman said she was from France or Germany, and the guy said he was from France or Germany. So they said they were from different countries. So I spoke to them in Spanish, and then they tried to speak, because I don't speak any German at all, except the basics. So we started talking about because they said that they're living in Puebla, where I have a video on there, where I was in Puebla and the government's chasing me. These people working for the government are following me, filming me, and not wearing a mask outside. And I basically, yeah, this is interesting. Today, I've noticed probably 8 foreigners since I've been filming, maybe more. Because there were 5 at that table, and then there was 2 women, and 2, so no, 9 or 10. So I was just saying to the guy, you know, he starts saying, who knows, I don't want to go off on that tangent, but I spoke to him for 10 minutes, and he said something about, oh, you can't, because I told him that I wasn't going to wear a mask outside. He goes, and I said, it's ridiculous. And he said, well, you can't, during that time, you really couldn't argue that it was ridiculous. It was not the right time. And I said, well, when is the right time? I said, if I tell you to jump off that bridge, you're going to go jump off the bridge, you're going to tell me you're out of my mind. I'm out of my mind. You know, is that what you're going to do? I said, the problem is that too many people are not willing to stand up and do what has to be done right now. And that's why we have the world we have, where the people at the very top are robbing everything. And I realize that part of history, it's always been like this. But, you know, it's so blatant now. So blatant. Since 9/11, it's been, I mean, it's always been, the news has always been there, but 9/11, that was 2001. Right around that time is when the internet really started taking off. During 9/11, I was using dial-up. I was using AOL to get onto the internet. Internet was still a baby back then. Today, hey, hola. Excelente. That's the guy who owns the restaurant that I'm probably going to go to. So today, it's very easy to publish information. Maybe too much information. Right? Yeah, and more art. More art. They like putting this woman. Is it this one? I don't know if that's supposed to be Frida Kahlo. I never understood the fascination with her. Today should be like just another weirdo. But back then she was so strange. She was an oddity. But some people think she's a heroine. Whatever. Okay. So you can see the clouds are getting even thicker. I'm going to walk just a little bit more. And when it starts raining, I'll duck in probably here and have something to eat. All right, signing off. Cheers. Have a great day.